best route. We can position ourselves as, hey, we're the best in the industry. Like a company that does this, for example, is Rolls-Royce. They position themselves as, we are the highest quality car, right? They have like $500,000 cars that, yes, it's an extremely nice car. You're getting like custom interior, all this crazy stuff. Like it's very high quality. And they're just positioning themselves as like, oh, you just made millions of dollars, like the highest quality car you could get that you could daily drive is a Rolls-Royce, right? They're not trying to be like a sports car that's like the fastest. They're trying to be the best. They're trying to be the highest quality, the most comfortable, the best features. And so that's kind of a good example of being the best. So you can either be the first, you can either be the best, or you can be different. A really good example of a brand that is different, like they're trying to take that level of positioning, is Liquid Death. They just sell water, but they sell canned water, and their marketing is towards like heavy metal. Like it's super odd. Like they're just such a different brand. It's so unique. It's so weird. They're not the first to sell water. They are the first to sell canned water, I believe. They probably aren't like the actual first. I'm very sure there's been people that have sold canned water, but they're the first to kind of like make it a thing. So they're using the first and different position. So if you want to position yourself good, you have to be either first, best, or different. You can choose a mix of all of them in small different ways, but you really need to make sure you have one that's like your main thing. And I think for Liquid Death, the main thing is they're just different. The way they market themselves is just different. Their ads they run are insane, and they're not afraid to be out there. They're not afraid to like make these statements and claims and like just do super crazy weird shit, because in the end of the day, that's like the ethos behind their brand. And we'll get into ethos and stuff. Yeah, don't be afraid to do that with your brand. Don't be afraid to make some crazy content. Obviously, like be careful making like certain statements and like doing legal stuff, or like being very like politically one-sided, or there's some things that can be detrimental, but honestly, all publicity or press is good publicity or press. So it doesn't really matter how over the line you are. Like people like Andrew Tate, people like Donald Trump, they can say these crazy things, and it just kind of like builds their reputation even more. So don't be afraid to do some things like this with your brand. I want to quickly list again all of the brands who started dropshipping, and there's a ton more. We have High Smile, BlendJet, Oodie, Manscaped, Movement Watches, Snow Teeth Whitening, Shein, Fashion Nova, and I'm pretty sure Wayfair got started dropshipping as well. And I do know that they still dropship now. They do what's called high ticket dropshipping, where they basically just have connections with suppliers for like saunas, huge tables, outdoor garages that are like hundreds of feet wide. And they basically just bring in customers, and then the person who actually does the fulfillment and creates those huge products just ships it to the customer, does whatever they do. Wayfair is a huge dropshipper. And I'm almost positive that's how they got started as well. I don't think they've ever really held inventory of things. And what's crazy about Wayfair is they started drop shipping. I'm almost 90% positive on that. They're still doing drop shipping, and they are a publicly traded company with a $60 stock, and they are worth $6.3 billion. So it just goes to show you can do a lot with drop shipping. Now, I want to jump into the pillars of a good brand. So if you've gone to like business classes or a college or something, you've probably heard this. It's called the 5 Ps. And these are like the 5 pillars, the 5 Ps of branding. And I wanted to mention them because there is a lot of good points behind it. So the first pillar, the first P, is purpose. There needs to be a really strong purpose behind your brand. What's the reason you made it? Why do people care? What's the emotion behind it? What's the story? Who are you communicating with? And this is stuff I've mentioned a lot, like Nike. What is their purpose for athletes that are trying to go to the next level, that are trying to be pros? What's their emotion? It's people that are going from 0 to 1, people that are going from like these super like horrible backgrounds of a sad upbringing, and it shows their progress story from going to nothing to being like a top athlete in the world. And that's their ethos, right? That's their meaning, that's their story, that's the impact, that's the purpose. So what is the purpose? What's the impact, the story, emotion, and ethos behind your brand? This is a really big question. This is like everything. That's why I mentioned it first. Your purpose is huge. If your brand has zero purpose, nobody is going to have an emotional frequency resonation with your brand. They're not going to care. So it's really important to have your product resonating with a specific demographic, a specific community of people, but your brand also needs to resonate and kind of further that connection and create something deeper, that your brand really means something, that people feel it. There's a story behind it, and that story and that impact, that purpose is delivered in all of the content that you create. All right, so the next pillar, the next P, is your perception. And this is something that you're not directly in control of. It's kind of like the indirect perception based on your internal and external actions that your brand takes. It's based on your product's quality, the content you make, and it's a reflection of how you do work and how people interact with your brand. Like let's say you have a certain perception you're trying to build up of being very high quality, but when someone orders a product and it delivers to them and it's really low quality, then your perception is dictated off that, not what you said. So this one's a little bit harder to explain, but I hope that kind of makes sense. It's also based on internal things. Like if you say you have a very good brand culture, you take care of people that work for you, but someone comes into the brand and you don't do that, then your brand perception is changed. So it's ultimately a reflection of your actions and how you execute. So your perception is kind of indirect, but it's a really, really big one, and you need to make sure it's very good. Now, the next P, or the next pillar, is personality. The personality is also similar to reflection, but it's more of the one you can control, and it's kind of the one you can't control as well. These are a little bit confusing, but personality is based off like the tone of voice you have in your advertisements, how you talk to your customers, what your brand's opinions and moods are on certain things. Your personality is built on how you position your brand, but it's also built on the personality of the people that resonate with your brand. This is where it's kind of indirect, because people really form a certain perception of your brand based on the people who like it. Let's think of Supreme, for example. They were a company that was created by skaters, so obviously skaters kind of resonated with it, and that's kind of their demographic. Like if you think of someone who's wearing Supreme, you think of someone who likes rap music, someone who's into like pop culture, someone who's really into skating and is kind of like a rebel, and that's kind of their brand personality. And they did intentionally create that, but your brand personality kind of take like a life of its own, where it can go places that you didn't expect. Like you can make a product and your goal is like, okay, we want 40-year-old women to resonate with this brand. And for some reason, there's some complete other demographic out there that takes control of the brand, and they're the ones who actually like it. And now you kind of need to reposition to cater to them, because that's where your money's coming from and they're giving your brand life. So now you kind of have to pivot and reposition. Now, usually that isn't the case, but it is important to understand that the type of people that, let's say if you're a clothing brand, the type of people that wear your clothes ultimately have a reflection of your brand. So this is a really cringy, really like bad, weird example, but let's say you have a clothing brand that's designed for like people that think they're alphas, right? People that think they're like the top G. But then a bunch of nerds start wearing this brand and your brand gets popular and everyone sees like nerds wearing it. Then someone who's actually like an alpha top G isn't going to really wear that brand, because the perception and the personality of the brand has been changed by the people who wear it. So kind of cringe example, but this is really something that you need to be kind of aware of, that the people that resonate with your brand can overall change the perception of it. This is why high level watch brands like AP, like Patek, like Richard Mille, or Richard Mille or whatever, have really strict guidelines of the people that they let buy their watches, because they don't want it ever getting into a certain demographic that they aren't trying to cover. And they also can basically just do this with price points. If you just sell your watch for $500,000, then obviously only rich people will have it. So that's another way to kind of dictate your perception and personality of your brand. The next P, or the next pillar, is your position. Positioning is really important with your brand. And your position is dictated based on like the main selling point of your brand. Like, do you sell cheap products? Do you sell products at like a fair price? Well, then that's your positioning. That's the way that you are trying to communicate to customers, right? Like you're not positioning yourself as a high quality luxury brand. You're positioning your brand as someone who's for everyone and it's at a fair price. Is your brand known for doing super fast shipping like Amazon? That's kind of their positioning. Their position is they sell almost anything and everything and they'll get it to your house really fast. Does your brand sell a unique product for a very specific type of individual? Then that's your positioning. So it's really important to understand your positioning and make sure it falls in alignment with all the other P's and all of the other elements of your brand. Now, the last P, or the last pillar, is promotion. And this one's kind of obvious. It's just like, how are you going to get in front of your customer, right? Are you going to run organic video ads? You're going to work with a ton of influencers? You're going to do TikTok ads, Facebook ads, Google, YouTube ads? How are you going to get in front of your customer, and how are you going to promote yourself? What offers are you going to give to them? How are you going to convince them to be a customer? How do you get in front of these people that are in your specific demographic? Give them a product they care about, speak their language, give them a good price point, give them a good product that solves their problems, backed with a good guarantee. All that type of stuff is dictated in your promotion. So we want to make sure we have a really clear, direct answer for kind of all of these pillars. We want to know, how are we going to promote ourselves? How are we going to position ourselves? What's our personality? Who are we trying to be in resonance with? What's the overall perception? What's the purpose? And we really want to clump all these together so they're building off each other and there's like cohesive positive resonance with all of the things that we do inside our brand. And one of the biggest things to portray all of this, like I said before, is your content, is your framing of how you talk to your customer. What do your video ads look like? What do your pictures look like? What is your literal words you say, your ad copy in your product descriptions, in your video ads? And your content is ultimately, everyone says content is king. Like, it is the ultimate dictating factor between having a Rolex level brand and having a Casio level brand that just sells cheap watches. Something also really good to understand about content is marketing in general. You kind of need to understand some elements of marketing. Marketing right now or in the past, it's always been about who can scream the loudest, who has the biggest budget to spend on ads, who can spend $1 million on ads to outdo the competitor and to gain most of the niche and kind of take over that sector of business. But when you it's kind of like a teeter-totter. When you go into a big screaming match, it eventually gets oversaturated. Everyone's yelling too loud. Nobody can really hear. And so customers just kind of drown it out. And then the teeter-totter kind of changes. And this is what people are doing now. They're looking for brands that speak their language, right? That don't really yell. Ones that are just there. They embody the frequency of what they're trying to sell, right? There's resonation with everything they do. And they're focusing on brands that have good customer experience and have high quality products. Now more than ever, your reviews are so important. Because we're doing online business, right? Someone can go online, check your Trustpilot reviews, check all these things, and make sure your brand is actually what they say it is. Make sure your products are actually what you say they are. And people can really kind of proof check you really quick. So people are starting to figure out, okay, we don't have to spend as much on ads. What we should really do is grab this budget that we were using for ads and make our product better, make our shipping faster, make it more high quality, make the overall user experience better. Right? Like when you buy a product from Apple, their user experience isn't anything crazy, but they have this really nice box and you open it up and you get this feeling of excitement, and the presentation of the product, the unboxing is like the user experience, the customer journey. You get to peel the thing off the screen and it's fresh and brand new and you're all excited. So businesses are now starting to figure out that the best money you can spend is on high quality products, and word of mouth will just catch fire. It's just natural. If someone has a very high quality product, they had a good experience, and they're a part of a certain specific niche community, like hiking. Let's say I have a hiking company. I sell hiking boots. They're the best hiking boots you've ever seen. They are so comfortable. They solve all the aches and pains you could have in your foot. They're warm, they're comfortable, they're lightweight. And when you purchase from our website, the user experience is amazing. It's simple. Our customer support is just fantastic. When you open your box, there's little secret things that we never told you would be in there, like a little free gift and 20% off your next order and all these things. And you're just like overwhelmed, like, holy shit, like I did not expect this. Like this company went over the top for me. And what that does is you just earned a loyal customer, but now they're in a hiking community, right? They're going to go on a hike and tell everyone like, these are the best boots I've ever had. You wouldn't believe what the company did. You wouldn't believe their customer support. It was so amazing. And they don't even run ads. There's a lot of companies that are going towards that direction. And obviously we're drop shipping, right? We can't do that day one, but that's what we need to have as our ultimate goal. And that's something I want you guys to understand is marketing is switching. The tides are shifting. We are not getting into screaming matches as much as we are focusing on user experience and having a perfect resonance or whatever the word is with a specific demographic. So very key points, and I really want you guys to understand that and take that away from this video. Another topic that you really need to understand when it comes to branding is purchasing psychology or buyer's psychology. It's really important to understand the psychology of a potential customer. What are they thinking about? What are they wanting to see within our product, within our brand? So we can create that experience for them with the content we do or with the branding and the overall position we try to take with our brand. We want to make sure that whatever we create is catered to the type of customer that we want to have. So let's go over some tips to understand buyer psychology and how we can utilize it to make our brand better. The first thing is emotion versus logic. A lot of people think that logic is the biggest factor when it comes to purchasing something, but it's actually emotion. Emotion is literally greater than logic in its level of importance. When people go to make a purchase, they have two different factors going on in their head. You need to appeal to their logic and you need to appeal to their emotion. The logic is really easy to appeal to. Basically, all you have to do is offer them a guarantee, have a decently fair price point, and it'll make logical sense in their head. Okay, I'll get the product. If it's not amazing, I have a 14-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, that I can use if the product isn't what I think it is. And overall, the brand seems very trustworthy trustworthy, comes with a lifetime warranty if it ever breaks. So you can really appeal to their logic very, very quickly. So the only thing that's left is to get them emotionally. You need to have an emotional sale. They need to picture their life being improved through having this product. They need to picture that, wow, once I get this, the feelings that I have are going to be so amazing. Let's say you have a brand that has that really good user experience of like opening up the product. The unboxing process is like super cool. You can show that in your product description. You can show that on your website, show a video of someone unboxing it and the emotion you'll feel afterwards, and show people in like customer reviews with the benefit of the product. Let's say the product like the eyelash serum, it grows your eyelashes. Make sure all your reviews are of these pretty girls that have huge eyelashes. So anyone comes in and sees and they go, wow, I would feel so good if I didn't have to put on fake eyelashes. And if my natural eyelashes looked that good and all I had to do was put mascara on and I'm ready to go anywhere and I look super good. You need to sell on that emotion. That emotion is what's going to get them to purchase it. Them thinking, wow, I'll look like that pretty girl with ease just from using this eyelash serum, and I won't have to pay $200 for an eyelash appointment every couple months or how often girls do it. That's what they're buying on. They're not buying on logic. They're not buying just because you have a guarantee. They're buying on emotion because they want you to solve their problem and they want to feel like, they want to look like the person that is reaping the benefits from using your product. So it's really important to show that to them and to appeal to their emotion. It's the most powerful thing you can do. Another tip I want to explain is that novelty equals value. If you can sell a product that's never been seen before, something that someone is like so amazed even exists, that creates novelty and that creates value in your brand. You're also seen is one of those positions that I mentioned, right? You're either first, best, or different. You're the first to sell it, right? So it is different. So it is automatically assumed that it's the best also. You're hitting like all of those points. And that's kind of where I talked about wow factors being important, is because a wow factor is kind of given off novelty. It's kind of given off of something like, wow, I've never seen this before. That's really cool. And if you can sell something like that to someone, it gives them a powerful emotional experience of like, wow, I've never seen a product like this. And they'll show their friends, like, they'll be like, oh, where'd you get this? This is cool. I've never seen something like this. Then they plug your brand, word of mouth, and if you have a good customer experience and all that stuff, you can really blow up off that alone. I kind of already mentioned this, but the third tip is just guarantees. Make sure you have a guarantee with your product. You need to offer some sort of guarantee, money back guarantee, a lifetime warranty, something along those lines, because a lot of people aren't even going to do it. Like if you have a 14-day money back guarantee and someone gets the product, a lot of them are too lazy. If you go ask all your friends, like, when's the last time you returned a product? Everyone's like, I'm too lazy to return a product. So it's super easy to just give a guarantee, and it's going to give you like 5 times more customers than you usually would have gotten without it. Overall, having a good guarantee is going to get you way more sales than it is, like it's going to bring in more revenue than it will ever lose. You're never going to have 100% of your customers go get the warranty and then you're out $100,000 from paying for ads and giving people refunds on products and stuff. It just doesn't work like that. It's always going to get you more sales, and it's never really going to cost you that much. Now, the next tip is community, and I've talked about this a ton, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. People really enjoy the sense of belonging to a specific community. They want to know that, oh, these people understand me. They speak my language. They feel the same feelings I feel. They view the world the same way I do. And overall, that's kind of why things like religion are so big, is because that's like the ultimate thing, is like, what's your view of reality? What's your view of why we're here? And so to be in a community of people that are all in agreement on one specific view is like something that people really want. Like, whatever your view on religion is aside, like that's a big selling point of religion, is you are with people that understand you, that feel the same way you do, that think the same way you do. So if your brand can incorporate something like that, that's going to be next level. And one of the best ways you can kind of create that community is actually through your reviews and testimonials. For example, let's say we're selling those eyelashes, right? We're doing the eyelash serum. And let's say we have a brand that all we do is target people that are older, right? We want to have like the 40-year-old moms is our main customer. So what we can do is we'll have like really pretty young girls using the eyelash serum as the ad, but the way we talk to them and the way we target our customers on our Facebook ads, on our TikTok ads, whatever, is we target the older ages. We speak to the older ages. Would you like youthful lashes again? Right? And we could be called Youthful, right? That's the brand name, whatever. But the most important thing we could do, the biggest thing we could do, is in all of our reviews, all of our testimonials, like we'll have video reviews of our brand. It's all old people that say like, my eyelashes look so young again. Like I feel like I'm 20 again. My eyes look so beautiful. I'm so happy to have them back to how they used to be, or something. And then all of the girls in our ads are young, so it gets their attention. Like that's a recipe for an amazing brand. And let's say I'm a 40-year-old woman. I go onto that store and I see that everyone who's buying, all of the girls in the testimonials are also 40-year-old women, my subconscious is going to be lighting up of like, wow, this brand is made for me. Right? And that's the emotion we want to sell. Like, that's what's so important, so strong. And I can guarantee you any 40-year-old woman with bad eyelashes is going to see that and be like, okay, it's only $30. I'll buy the product. Then now you're kind of creating that community group around that demographic, and then you can get other products and just do that same niche targeting on that specific type of person within these huge markets that we know do so well. We can also test things out, like having older girls use our product for a while. They get really good eyelashes, and then they make our video ads. My eyelashes used to look like this. Now they look like this. They're so youthful, right? And we can really just crush it with this brand. And we want to make sure that we use like communal language. Like, we want to speak the language of what 40-year-old girls talk about, what they're interested in. Say these key terms like youthful. Like, we want to speak their language of the things that pain them, the things that excite them, their desires. We want to speak to them in that way. So another thing you can do, a little hack, is like, find some older girl that has a large following, a very big influencer. Maybe try to find one with bad eyelashes. Give her like $1,000 because she'll have a big following, right? Give her a ton of the eyelash serum. Say, hey, we want to partner with you. You get 20% of our business. We want to do a testimonial of a before and after of your eyelashes, and we want you to be the face of our brand, right? That's what Prime did with Logan Paul. They gave him a huge percentage of the company. They probably gave him like 40 or something big for him to just be the face of it. Logan is not running the business side of Prime. He does not know how to do and execute things at that level. Running a drink company is unreal hard. So a very developed businessman just came to him and said, hey, you can have 40% of the company if we can use your face. So this is something that can really change and be like a huge opportunity for us, because that girl is going to have a lot of followers that are just like her, right? You follow someone because you're in resonance with them. You resonate with them. You like the things they like. You like the things they do. And you're probably around the same age as them. And you're probably going through the same things as them. So if someone like that can be like the face of your ads, the face of the brand, you can create an unreal amount of value and a really like a cult-like following with the people that follow her. If she's constantly recommending this brand, they're all going to go try it. And that can be kind of like the seed, the root of your brand that really gets everything going. And then you can do that with tons of influencers. And now you're a very established brand, so you're not going to give out percentages and stuff like that. But you can really see how influencers can do a lot for you. Another thing you can do that's really cool that a lot of people don't talk about is use your brand development, your product development, and like your process of creating a brand, your process of creating a product as the story behind your brand. And low-key, this is something I did myself. I've been starting an energy drink company called Void Energy, and it's something that's on pause right now because I think we're going to go into really deep recession and things are going to get really weird. But I started this company with making videos of like, here's day one of starting an energy drink company. I'll turn the audio on for you guys.
So first things first, we have to come up with a brand name and logo, and then come up with the ingredient list for the energy drink as well as what flavors we're going to do. And after spending a light $15,000, here's what we've secured so far. We've gone with the brand name Void Energy. The domain was $3,415. Then we've got $1,500 for the filing of our trademark and a big chunk.
So basically all I did was share my story of, hey, I'm starting an energy drink company. Here's day one. Here's the things I'm focusing on. Here's what I'm doing. And it got a huge following. You can see some videos were close to the millions. The first video hit 1 million. It gained like 100,000 subscribers with like 20 uploads, maybe 30 uploads. Yeah, like 27 uploads. Ultimately, I stopped posting on it a long time ago because I'm taking a break from it last year. So this is something you can do with your brand. You can say, hey, this is day one of starting a beauty and cosmetic brand, and here's our goal, and this is what we're doing. Right now, we're selling products that already exist, but we hope to start selling our own custom products, making our own formulas, but this is just how we're getting started. Follow us along for the journey. We're going to be giving out free products to the people who view it or anything. Study my videos I did on Void Energy. Go study that stuff because it gained a huge following, and people like to follow stories. People like to see progress, and when they can follow live, when you're like, here's day one of me starting a $1 billion cosmetic brand. I'm going to try to compete with Maybelline. I'm going to try to compete with Kylie Cosmetics and make a name for myself, and I want you guys to follow me along the journey. We're going to start with drop shipping, then we're going to custom brand our products, and people are like, okay, I want to see how far this guy goes. Like, this guy seems dedicated. Like, let's watch his journey. All I have to do is follow him and watch. And then you have a big audience that you can market to. Hey, if you want to support us, please go try out our new product. I keep using cosmetics as an example, but you can do this with anything. So never underestimate the power of telling a good story and an honest story, right? This is the day one of starting a cosmetic brand, and people can see it and they can feel it, and it just conveys trust. You're saying, hey, we're starting with drop shipping. If you want to support us, you get a product and we get some money to help start our brand. So it's a high quality product. We've done testing. We've made sure it's from a 3PL team that's going to ship it out fast and do quality testing and whatever. Just be super honest with them. And once we get 10,000 orders, we're going to start custom branding it and making our own custom unique formula or whatever. So make sure you're utilizing the power of storytelling. One of the last things is pain points. You really need to make sure you understand the pain points your product solves, the pain points that your customers go through, and you're communicating those pain points in all of your content. You're addressing the pain point. You're speaking the language, right? If you're the 40-year-old mom that has like bad eyelashes and you're upset about it, you can speak that pain point. Are you sick of having crappy eyelashes? Do you wish your eyelashes were just like they were when you were 20? Well, here's the product that everyone's raving about, right? And you show a bunch of old ladies getting good eyelashes off it, right? So you want to make sure that your video ads, your website, your content, your images, everything that you do talks about your pain points, but most importantly, talks about how your product solves those pain points. Now, basically the last thing I want to go over, and I hope you guys are getting a ton of value in this. I hope you're really understanding how brands work and thinking in a bigger picture. Because we want to pair all this stuff with our blueprint, right? With our skyscraper ideas and really mold everything together. So the last thing I want to talk about is branding and pricing correlation. So once your brand is getting more developed, once you get into that like custom formula or whatever, you're making your own product, you're putting your own brand name on it, you can command way higher prices. So let's say your eyelash serum you get for $10 when you drop ship it, you sell it for $30. But when you start customizing it, when you get your own formula, maybe you add something in that's like a sales point, like, oh, we also have vitamin C that helps you look younger and brightens your skin or whatever. You add something to it, you put your own brand name on the product. Now you can command higher prices. You could probably sell that same thing for $50 or $60 or $70. And this is ultimately how you're going to have a higher profit margin to relocate your budget, your money that you make, you reinvest it into high level influencers, working with 40-year-old ladies that have huge followings, and really making sure that you're crushing the branding element. And you're going to need a lot of money to do that, to really crush the positioning, to crush the framing. All that stuff is going to take a lot of money. So when you get into the realm of custom products and wholesale inventory and all that stuff, you need to command higher prices, and you need to focus on making higher level content that frames you in a way that's worthy of that high price. So that basically sums up all of the stuff with branding. If there's more things I think of or there's more questions you guys have, I'll come in and make new videos going on depth in certain things about branding. But this is very important. You guys need to understand branding. You need to understand the blueprint. You need to understand your skyscraper and make sure that all of the actions that you take with your brand are all correlating. All of these make sense together. You're really hitting all these points. So rewatch this video, rewatch the blueprint and skyscraper video to make sure everything's in cohesion and you're really crushing it on all fronts. Your action steps for today's video is to basically list out all of these things and make sure that your brand has an answer for all of these points. Make sure you know the pain points of your brand. Make sure you know the influencers you want to work with. Make sure you know what guarantees you're going to provide. Do you have novelty? Make sure you can get novelty in some sense. What's the emotion versus logic appeal? What's the buyer's psychology? How are you framing yourself with content? How are you promoting yourself? How are you positioning yourself? What's the brand personality? What's the brand perception? What's the purpose? And to make sure everything is all in alignment when it comes to creating your brand. I hope you guys got a ton of value, and I will see you in the next module. This one wraps up all of our kind of theoretical knowledge, and we're really going to dive into module 3, cutting the tree. Can't wait to see you guys in there. Peace and love. All right, boys, welcome into module 3, cutting the tree. And what a funner way to get into things than to talk about our potential legal troubles. Not too fun to jump into legal troubles, but it's something that we need to make sure we're very clear on. Make sure that we're not stepping on any toes. We're not going to have problems, because if we're building this brand with the skyscraper mindset, right? Like we want to go to 7 figures, 8 figures. We want to get our products in wholesale. We want to get them branded, all that fun stuff. Then we really can't be having any legal troubles. We can't put all this effort in just to get shut down because our brand name is too similar to another brand. So we really want to avoid that stuff. We want to avoid any trademarks, any patents, any DMCA claims, anything like that. So today I'm going to be talking about all the legal troubles and how to avoid it. But I do have to say that I am not an attorney. I have no legal background, and this is not legal advice. I am just coaching you guys on the best information that I can based on my personal experiences to help you avoid troubles with your brand. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. All right, guys, so the first thing that we really need to study when it comes to building our brand, doing all these things, is the first thing is the patent. We need to make sure that this product we're interested in isn't patented by another company. I want to give you guys a good example. So when I was filming this 2.0 course a long time ago, because I've filmed this thing many times, I've been such a perfectionist and I've gotten new information, I've learned new things, and I've just gone through so many like revisions, I guess, rough drafts of this course. And in the first time I was doing it, I was really interested in selling this product. So this is a brand called Toiletries, and they had this really cool product. They're trying to be like the next Manscaped. That's like something they're kind of going for, but for bathroom accessories. So the cool product they had, let's go to their shop. They have a really great web design. And honestly, guys, I was planning to literally like put in time and effort to try to make a 7-figure brand, and I was going to copy these guys. So these guys are badass, but they've done all their research. They've done all the work. They patented their design. So I saw a drop shipping ad for this. And I was like, ooh, that's a great product. Like my spider senses, whatever you want to call it, were going crazy. I knew this would be a huge product. I knew I could make so many good video ads for it. I was already ordering on Amazon. I was ready to go to IKEA and film on all the different bathroom things. Like my ideas were going crazy. I thought I was going to be able to take this to the moon. And I even built up a store. It was called Bad Bathroom. That was going to be the brand name. I was going to go in it. They have this great little video ad. I was going to go in IKEA and film a ton of these with different bathroom backgrounds, but the product's killer. So someone was drop shipping this. They got taken down, obviously, because it's a patented product. But this product is great. Like I even searched for drop shipping products that are like similar to it that I could do, and there's none that are as good. So they custom designed this. They had a manufacturer custom design it for them. They made their own content, but honestly, like I'm not even kidding. Like the amount of upfront cost for you to go to a manufacturer and say, hey, can you build something like this? Like we just want a brand on it and we just want the pockets in this area, this in that area. It's all silicone. Getting them to make that is maybe like 2,000 units. And it's got to be less than like $5,000 startup costs. And boom, right there, you're starting with a really good product. It's branded and all that stuff. So ultimately, they made a good move. This was their product that took them off, and then they built a bunch of other ones. But to get to the root of what I was saying, they even have like a little beer cozy, which is, I was going to get Happy Dad and do Bad Bathroom Happy Dad and just have it in there. I thought it was going to be so cool. So the main thing I did is I was interested in doing this product, but I was like, there's no way I'm the first to do this product. I've never seen this product before. There's no way I'm the first. There's no way I caught something like this because it's too good. So what I did was I just typed in Toiletries patent, and there it is, Toiletries patents. Boom, there it is. The exact holder. So I was like, damn, like I even filmed course videos. Like I was teaching like, guys, I'm going to do this product. And I was like showing people and telling all this stuff. And I was going to build up that brand as a case study. And yeah, I figured out it's patented. So if there's any product that you're interested in doing, this is kind of rare. This is the first time it's happened, but I randomly thought like, why don't I do a patent research on this? Because there's no way this is open. And ultimately it was really easy to see that it was taking you out. You can also look up Google Patents. It'll show you all this stuff, and you can click somewhere that shows the art. I think you hit PDF and it shows it. Yeah, it's right there. So you can go to Google Patents and type in any brand name that you're interested in, like kind of copying any company that has a product. So let's say you're interested in, this one isn't going to work, but let's say we've talked about eyelash serum a lot. So we look up eyelash serum. If there's a product we're really curious about, this is the process we want to do. Kind of name that describes the product we're looking for. So we'd look up the most broad keyword term, which would be eyelash serum. We'd go to shopping and try to find all the big brands that are selling it. So obviously you can't patent eyelash serum, or maybe you could have if you were lucky, but it's not patented. A ton of other brands sell it. Maybe you could patent a different, like a specific mix of it. But anyways, whoever's selling the product you're interested in, you would try to find the biggest seller, and you would look up all these brands. So you would look up Thrive Cosmetics, patents, Roderm, patents, Liaison, or however you say that, patents, Vegamore, patents. And you search up all these brands, you search up all these people selling it. And usually if you can only find one person selling that exact type of product you're interested in, then it might be because they patented it and they're the only one that can, and they can shut down anyone else who tries. So let's try to think of shower organizer and try to see if we can find other people selling it. Toiletries. See, people have similar ones, but they're not the same. Bespoke Post, they're selling the Toiletries one. I already checked that. Flip. So these guys might be running, they're selling that. Flip, maybe they're selling the Toiletries one, but Toiletries, they've got this market by the grip. Yeah. They've got this one. This is all them. So I bet they're making a really good amount of money on it. But what sucks is you go study their brand and their ads suck. Let's go check Facebook ads. I'm actually really curious. I want to check the Facebook ads library to see what Toiletries is doing, because they're a great brand. From what I remembered last is they suck at doing ads. Okay, it's still running from October, so I bet this is making good money for him. I want to watch it. I'm curious. That's a bad hook. See, like they're advertising that face scrub thing. That's like an old winning product from like 2016. That ad sucks. Unless you're a swimmer, you were not captivated by that. Nobody wants a back scrub. See, I promise if they gave me their product, like if I had licensing rights to sell it, I could sell way more units than them. They're just not good. Like nobody wants a back scrub. Like, I don't know, maybe people doing them wrong, but like their best product, their coolest product, this one, they don't even like talk about or sell. That's their only Facebook ads. They're still active though from all these years. That's it. Or from all these months. I mean, August 2022, they're still running. They haven't done any new ads since August. They didn't do anything on Facebook for all of Q4. See, guys, like even these people that have these great brands, they have no clue what they're doing on ads. Like, oh, it's really bad. It's honestly really bad. So anyways, all of that aside, whatever you're interested in, make sure you do your research, right? Like do some of that product research stuff we talked about and try to see who are the top sellers, what are their brand names, does anyone have a specific product just like this? And you can see, you look up shower organizer, nobody's got anything. It's only Toiletries. So that's a huge like red flag saying that this is a patented product. So I can't give like exact research of like, this is how you do patent research. That's basically all I did. And if you're not able to find something, or you're finding like tons of sellers selling the exact same thing, then it's usually a clear sign that you're going to be safe, but you never know. There's always something that can happen. You always want to be making sure. Usually a lot of these products is just like obvious. Nobody has a patent, but if you have something you're at least a little bit worried about, make sure you do some of that research. Check Google Shopping, try to find big brands that sell it. You can even do research on Amazon to see who's selling this product as well. And just look up patent, like the brand name, and then patent, and see if you can find anything. And obviously, if you're still worried, you can hire an attorney to do like patent and trademark research. It is a little bit expensive and I don't recommend it because usually you're in the clear, but if you're really nervous and you really want to make sure you're okay, it is an opportunity you can do. Now that we know that our product's safe, we need to make sure that our brand name is safe. We need to make sure that we're not stepping on any toes when it comes to trademarks or copyrights. And the best thing we can do, and the reason I put this before, because the next video after this is like how to name your brand and all that stuff, but the reason I put the legal troubles in beforehand is because when you name your brand, the best thing you can do is like just name it something that doesn't mean anything. Toiletries, like, yeah, we get it, like toiletries and tools, it's like, right, like it's a mix of that, but they made up a name. So making up names is usually a really good sign to ensure that you're never going to have a trademark issue. You're never going to have a copyright issue. But if you have a really good idea for a name and you really think like, ooh, someone's got to have this name, let me show you roughly how to do some trademark research to ensure that you're not going to have any DMCA claims or get your store shut down or anything like that, because it will be a huge bitch. To roughly explain it, I'll get into it, is each product, each kind of like niche that you're in has a schedule, or I think it's called a schedule. They have like a class. If you don't know, I was starting an energy drink company called Void Energy, and I still do want to start it, but it's on pause for right now. But energy drinks are in class 11 or schedule 11. I can't remember what they call them by. But in schedule 11 or class 11, that's where all the energy drinks are. So for me to sell or to use the name Void Energy while selling an energy drink, I had to do research and make sure that no one within schedule 11, class 11 has the name Void in it. Because if they did, then I could be taken down by some other company saying, hey, no, we own the name Void within that energy drink space, that class 11. So you have to make sure whatever product you're selling, you have to first figure out what class it's in. Then you need to do research on what's called TESS, which is the United States like trademark research database, to basically say, hey, is anyone in class 11 using the name Void? And their filters, their system to do the research in their database is built in like, I swear, the 50s, dude. It's so ass. Like it's got to be from the 90s still. It's really hard to use, and there's a lot of weird keywords you have to put in and filters to make sure that you're actually researching it correctly. So let me show you guys how to do it. Quick reminder, guys, please use the affiliate links below. This course is 100% free, and the only way we can offer this to you is if you guys are using the affiliate links. I'm basing everything off trust, hoping that you guys do use those affiliate links, so please make sure to use those. It truly helps me out so much, and it's the only way I can get this course to you guys for free. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being in here. I hope you're getting immense value, and let's get back to the video. So the first thing you want to do is check what class you're in. If we're selling eyelash serum, then we want to type in eyelash serum trademark class, and we can see it's in class 3, which includes cosmetics, skin, hair treatment, cleaners, substances for laundry, cleaning, polishing, scoring, or abrasive liquids. It's kind of interesting, like laundry and skincare and the same thing. If you don't know a lot about how the US is completely poisoning us with food, deodorants, water, everything, it's interesting because a lot of the soaps that you use are classified as like detergents, like laundry detergents. So it's interesting that they put skin and like laundry and cleaning, polishing, scoring, and abrasive liquids in a skincare class. Like, it's really weird. The government's out to get us, boys. If you don't know that, you need to start jumping down some rabbit holes. Anyways, it's in class 3. So let's go to tests. So you want to hit this one, the Search Trademark Database USPTO. And we want to go to search our trademark database. We want to hit basic word search. All right, so this shit is going to get mad confusing, but the first thing we want to do is go to structured search, and I have this pasted out already, but let me tell you what this random code of bullshit says. So we're going to be testing that the name Kylie in the trademark class 003, which is eyelash serum, right? Class 3. We're testing if there's any live trademarks, and honestly, I don't even know what the rest of this bullshit is, but that's basically it. So if we hit submit query, however you say that, query, you're going to see that Kylie Cosmetics obviously owns all of these, and they are live, and they have a very large legal team. So you can probably, you can see a ton of different classes. They've registered all these different trademarks in. They have access to the name Kylie within everything that comes with like skin, fragrances, absolutely anything. They are going to have all of these names that you see here trademarked in probably like every class schedule you can possibly get. So below this video, I'm going to have a link to the trademark database, and I'm also going to have a link to this random code that you need. And basically all you do is you type in the name that you want to call your brand. So basically I'll do that Bad Bathroom as an example. Okay, so class 11 is what that like Bad Bathroom brand I wanted to do is called. So it would be 011 because we have to have 3 numbers. So it wouldn't be like just 11. You have to have 011. And when I put in 3, it was 003. So you have to have 3 digits. And then right here, actually, let's do it back here. Let's change this to 11. We'll change this to bad because, right, I wanted to do Bad Bathroom. So I had to come in and check like, okay, there's some people in here that have bad in class 11. So let's look into them. What are they selling? Lamps, air conditioning, griddles, and it's OG bad. Ice machines. So it's like, okay, this doesn't really apply. Badass lights. This is all light stuff, right? Because if we see class 11 also includes heating, cooking. Oh, maybe this is the wrong class. Let's look up like toiletries. Class 3. No, that doesn't really. I wonder what class that shower class. Trademark. Liquid fuels. Jeez. This is a hard one. Okay. I think 21. Okay, so I think it's 21. So let's go back. 21 and bad. So I basically had to go through these and make sure that none of these were like, see, cups and mugs. They use the word bad geek. But geek is also kind of it's a separating term, if that makes sense. And honestly, this is stuff where like if you're really nervous about something, it might be good to get a trademark attorney to kind of like do some research. But honestly, the best thing I can say, guys, is just pick a name that doesn't exist. I'll also have a link to another video. If you're really wanting to dive into trademark research, I'll have a link to a video that's going to give you a full walkthrough of everything you need. But honestly, guys, the best thing you can do is make up some name and come in here and check that your made up name is going to be fine. It's not going to have any issues. So that kind of covers like your trademark stuff. Do some research on there. I'll have a video below of some like actual attorney that's going to walk you through how to do that stuff. But that's basically the search. You put the parameters that's below this video into the test stuff. Make sure you're on structured search. You put in that big code, you change the class, you change the name that you're looking for, and you basically want to find something that is using like a key term like void energy. Void is the key term. Energy is not the key term because it's energy drinks. So find like the key term that people are thinking of, like Red Bull, Starbucks. Like think of why they pick those names. They pick those names because it means nothing. Like Red Bull, like it's just random. Starbucks, like it means nothing. So you can still have a huge brand with a name that doesn't really mean anything. It's not really that big of an issue. So it's way better to like just pick a name that doesn't really mean anything. Like make up a word and put like a random spelling to it. That's going to be your easiest bet. Or just put 2 random words together like Red Bull, Starbucks, and you can just avoid all this nonsense. But if you have a name you really like, the first thing I want to say is like, don't get too tied to names. But if it's something you're like, this is gold, I have to do it. First, I just want to say like names aren't that important. It is really cool and it's really good, but it's not really worth the headache of like a potential lawsuit. Like what if you scale this up to 8 figures? Like you're doing tens of millions in sales each year and someone's like, hey, you're using our name. Like we're going to have to go to court. And then you have all these legal fees and you could potentially lose all of that 10 million due to like legal fees and them trying to sue you and stuff. It's just horrible. The best thing you can do is just pick some stupid ass name and just be on with it and don't really worry about it. But if you guys are like dead set, you want to make sure you can do the research yourself. But if you're still not sure, you want to make sure to hire someone, right? And I have someone that's willing to work with you guys and I can connect you to him. He's someone that helped me with Void Energy stuff. Really cool guy. I actually really fucking like him. And you can hit me up on Discord or on our community group, wherever that is for the students, because it might change a little bit. Right now we're on Discord. Yeah, if you want to get in contact with the guy that did my trademark research, and he's very cool, he's very fair pricing, I can connect you to him. So just make sure you reach out. And that honestly kind of covers everything. You want to make sure your product has no patents on it. There's no issues with like the design of the product itself, right? If it's like some custom design product that's very unique. Usually if it's something basic, that's people can't copyright basic things. Like you can't patent a wheel, right? You can't patent a microphone unless it's some new technology thing that only you did because you discovered it. So just make sure your product has no patent, then make sure your name is really clear. There's no trademark, there's no copyright stuff. Just make it random. Honestly, just make it something stupid. And then the only thing you really need to do is worry about DMCA claims, which is basically like you taking someone else's content, like their videos, their pictures, their product descriptions or anything. So we want to make sure we're making up things, right? We're creating things, we're not taking things. And we can actually have AI help us with a lot of that stuff. So I will have a video that goes over AI and how it can help you a ton with drop shipping. But yeah, that pretty much goes over everything with legal troubles. If you have questions, make sure to reach out. I want to help you guys. I don't want to see you guys have any legal issues. So make sure you're safe there. Take the safe route. It's not worth the fancy name, because honestly, the fancy name probably also has a Google domain that's worth like $5,000 and it's just not worth it. So yeah, that kind of goes over all the legal stuff. If you have questions, make sure to reach out because I want you guys safe. So theoretics, get your mind ready for it, and then we're going to be taking action here. So make sure you know how to do patent research, you know how to do trademark research, and in the next one, we're going to be going over brand names, all that stuff, and how to position yourself really good. And we're really going to start this process. So your action steps are basically just being familiar with this. So when you come to the point of picking your brand name, you really know what you're doing, and you can make sure you're safe. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. All right, guys, in today's video, we're going to be going over AI and how to use it. And this might seem like extremely exciting, like we can use AI to cut 90% of our workforce, and we're going to be able to just like print out Shopify stores and work so much more effectively and get all these benefits. And there is some huge benefits, but I do want to say that the current state of AI isn't as effective to where I would let it replace a lot of the things that I would do personally. And we'll get into it. There's still so many opportunities, but I do want to say that I don't think the opportunity is as big as all these like clickbait YouTube videos are trying to make you think, but it's going to get there. We are just in the starting days of AI, and I will make more videos that are updated based on how AI changes, because currently there's a lot of things that I wouldn't replace my personal skills with. I would rather do it myself than have AI do it because it's just a lot higher quality. But that is going to change extremely quickly. We are in the birthing stage of AI, and it's going to take over this industry. It's going to give so much more opportunities. So today, let's jump in and show you exactly what I would use AI for before we get into truly cutting the tree, truly taking action on all of these steps. And I'm going to be doing it with you guys. I'm going to be creating a store, showing you how I'm doing it and all that fun stuff. But let's show you the things that you can use AI for so you can get a good idea before we start actually cutting the tree. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So AI is amazing. It is quite literally going to be one of the most impactful things that humanity has ever created, and that could be in a positive or a negative that we hope is in the positive, but it's going to be extremely impactful. There's going to be a lot of things that come out of AI, and we kind of can't really stop it. Once it's moving, and it kind of takes a life of its own. So there's going to be so many good things to expect. But in the current stage of AI is really only as useful of a tool as you allow it to be, right? It's only as good as the person who is wielding it. I guess that's the best way to explain it. So if you're sitting in ChatGPT and you're using these AIs and you're putting in dumb questions, then you're going to get dumb answers and you're not going to really get like a big use case out of ChatGPT. So it's only as smart as you are in the current stages of just how AI has developed so far. So right now, there are two things that I think AI is absolutely extremely useful for with your store, with business in general. And those two main things are brainstorming, coming up with ideas, playing things out, and almost using ChatGPT as a dialogue or a consultant to get information, because it's grabbing and scraping information from the internet, from Google. So the best thing we can do is kind of have an interview with ChatGPT. I want to do this. What are your thoughts? What is the best business opportunity in 2023? What are the best niches to cover? What is an open opportunity that you see that is not being saturated or overused in the market? Asking questions like this and bouncing our ideas off of it based on things that we've done in product research. You can come in and ask ChatGPT any questions to kind of validate what brand you're going to create, validate the product that you're going with. What's the best community to sell this product to? What's the best way to market to them? You can ask these questions to ChatGPT, and it's basically going to scrape Google. It's going to scrape all of these articles, YouTube videos, summarize them, and come up with some sort of answer for you. So that is extremely useful. You can have a consultant with you 24/7. So ChatGPT is amazing for brainstorming. But again, like I said, you have to be the high-level person that's wielding the tool, right? ChatGPT isn't going to give you all these opportunities and stuff if you don't ask the right questions. So we have to make sure that we're doing product research, we're doing these smart things, and then asking it smart, educated questions that it can basically scrape Google and tell us a really educated answer. So that is the first thing. I think brainstorming, coming up with product ideas, niche ideas, marketing ideas, branding ideas, TikTok ideas even. You can say, hey, how do I make an organic TikTok for my eyelash serum product? What do girls want to see? How do I make a eyelash serum TikTok video that engages with 40-year-old women? You can go that specific and it will give you ideas. And if you're kind of running low on like creative thoughts or, oh, how do I make organic videos? Then ChatGPT is a big asset to you. So be specific, and you can do a lot with just brainstorming alone. And the next thing that I see really useful for working with ChatGPT is copywriting. So anything that involves writing, your product descriptions, your email marketing campaigns, your SMS marketing campaigns, your ad copy on your ads, it's extremely useful to use ChatGPT for any sort of writing. Now, the best way to get the most out of this is through, let's say I want to sell eyelash serum. I can go search all of the brands that are selling eyelash serum on Google Shopping, because anyone that's a big brand is going to be using Google Shopping. So I can go check out all of the brands there. I can see their product descriptions. I can copy that product description, paste it into ChatGPT and say, hey, make this better, or hey, make this more romantic. Hey, make this same description, but tailored to 40-year-old women. Like, you can do all of these crazy details. So that's one of the best ways to use it for copywriting, is go find someone who is already being successful with that product description or that email marketing campaign, because you can go sign up. Let's say you found the biggest brand selling eyelash serum. You can go give them your email, sign up for their newsletter, get all their emails, copy those emails, put them into ChatGPT and say, hey, reword this based on, and you can type in your branding element. So let's say reword this if it was only for 40-year-old women, or reword this if it was only for, and then you can just kind of insert your specific demographic or the specific type of person that you're trying to market towards. So this is where ChatGPT is really useful. But honestly, other than that, there's not too many use cases that I see that are extremely valid. So there's things like DALL-E, which is another open AI tool, and it can do like text to image, but these text to images are like blurry, they're warped, they look weird. And I would never ever, like, let's say I need a Facebook ad for my eyelash serum. I'll give you an example. I'll go on DALL-E and show you. All right, boys, so we're in DALL-E, and this is DALL-E 2, I believe. Something like that. I'm going to type in eyelash serum in a bathroom. This is maybe a potential product image we could use for a Facebook ad, right? Having like the product, like eyelash serum in a bathroom. And obviously it's not going to be our exact product because it doesn't have that info, right? We didn't upload in our exact product, and I don't even think it has that capabilities. But just to show you, I can guarantee a lot of these images that come up are going to be really like blurry and weird, and it's just not professional and not something I would spend thousands of dollars to run traffic to. So you can see it's just like, it's trying, right? But it's blurry, it's weird, it looks warped. It almost looks like eyelash serum you'd see in a dream. Like, it's just like off. So like DALL-E and like text to image is not really where I would say it's useful yet. It's way better for you to go look up things on, for example, and I'll be showing you guys this way more in depth. You can go to Alibaba, type eyelash serum. Like we'll get into like how to create product images and all that stuff. You can go in, okay, that's a better example down here. Because you want to take images that already exist and customize them in Canva, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do that. But you want to be careful that you're not customizing brands' images. And when you go to Alibaba to grab images, these are images from a manufacturer. They spent the money on curating these images, creating these kind of pieces of content for you so you can sell their product. These guys want me to sell their product. So I can grab their images and know for a fact that I'm not going to have some like DMCA copyright claim or anything, because these are their images. And if someone does come contact me and try to fight me, I can say I got this image from a manufacturer, from a supplier. So basically what you would do is download this, put it up on Canva, put your logo in, take the transparency off, add in shadows, and make your own product image. Have someone on Fiverr make you a different design when it comes to the box and the packaging and all that stuff. And you can really make something look really nice. And that's just one example. Like you can go on to all the different manufacturers. And right here, this is a great one. You just put your logo in. And you can message these guys, hey, can you send me that image without the logo so I can have my designer make something, because I'd love to work with you. And then you just don't work with them. Or if you're getting sales, you can work with them and it's great. So you can grab images off Alibaba and customize them in Canva really quickly and make something that actually looks really nice, branded, professional, custom, and is super professional. So I just really don't think that AI like text to image has a place just yet. There's also AI that's hopefully going to create like videos for you based on content that already exists, and it makes up content or something, but we're just not there yet. And there's a lot of other use cases, like you can use ChatGPT to code things for you. Quick reminder, guys, please use the affiliate links below. This course is 100% free, and the only way we can offer this to you is if you guys are using the affiliate links. I'm basing everything off trust, hoping that you guys do use those affiliate links, so please make sure to use those. It truly helps me out so much, and it's the only way I can get this course to you guys for free. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being in here. I hope you're getting immense value, and let's get back to the video. You can quite literally tell ChatGPT to code you something that will allow you to do sticky add to cart on your website. And you can paste this code into your website and get a sticky add to cart, which means it's literally doing it right now, which is absolutely fucking unbelievable. This is insane, right? Because usually just for a sticky add to cart, you would have to pay like $5 a month from some app on Shopify. And overall, we are going to be paying for a certain theme that I think is really good, that gives you a ton of features, because for you to come in here and get every feature that you need, make sure it's pasted correctly into your Shopify JavaScript and there's no errors, there's nothing that's kind of conflicting with each other, is kind of a mess. And we want to be simple. We want to be streamlined, and we want to be efficient. We don't want to have any issues with our store once we're running traffic to it. If we're paying $1,000 a day in traffic and we have some code issue that we don't know how to fix because ChatGPT created it for us, then that can be some big issues. But for something simple like, hey, I have a store built, but I really just want sticky add to cart, most likely ChatGPT and this code right here is going to work perfectly. That's insane. It's literally coding something for me, and I can even do this. This is unbelievable. Fucking crazy. Now give me instructions on how to install it, and it literally does it. Unbelievable. So we're just getting at the very we're just scratching the surface when it comes to AI. There is so many things that are going to open up, and there is going to be AI that will basically generate a human. You can tell them what product you want, show them an image of the product, and they'll show that human dancing with the product or making like some UGC video for TikTok that you can run as an ad. And it'll be a completely fake person that doesn't exist, some virtual human they created using filters, using art, using other AIs and stuff to genuinely create TikTok videos for you. Unbelievable. I promise you we are going to get into stages like that. So everything that AI can do right now is very good, but it's going to get unbelievable. And right now, truly, I think the only really good ways you can utilize it is product descriptions, any sort of copywriting, and doing sort of like brainstorming. Like I said, like let's do some brainstorming here. I'm just going to ask it some random questions. Is it a smart idea to start an eyelash serum company in 2023? Okay, it doesn't. Let's see. It's only as good as you. So let's maybe ask it a better question. Oh, it's literally telling me better questions. So it's quite literally smarter than me. All right, so after asking, is it a good idea to start an eyelash company? It's giving me all of these things to